Hi Stylist, I am Samantha Tunador and I have been a stylist with Stella Dot and a leader for almost 9 years. So I have booked many shows and had lots of success booking in tight. So I thought I would share with you some of my top tips to help you book and get your holiday and fall season started off strong. And sure, you could reach out. It makes sense. People are going to shop and they're probably going to say to you things like, I'd love to have a fall show or a holiday show. And they might likely go on your calendar for November or December. And that's great. It's always good to have shows in your pipeline. But I also feel like those same hostesses might host a show on Thursday afternoon. And I'd love to walk you through some tips on how to help you book in tight, book shows for the next 2 weeks. Would that be meaningful to you, having a $1,000 show on Thursday afternoon? That would be an extra $250 in your pocket and 10 new leads to work with and follow up throughout the season. Imagine that show Thursday if you could book more shows off of it before the holiday comes around. Would that help you towards your holiday why? I'm guessing it would. So I want to share with you some of my tips and things that I do to really help pull my season together. And while I love booking at shows, and I think it's super important to do that, sometimes we find ourselves booking from scratch and we want to book in tight. So I think the first thing you need to do is look at your calendar and go, when can I work, right? And you might sometimes have that overwhelming feeling of, I'm busy, and I get that. Your hostesses are, no doubt, you are busy. Like when I look at my calendar and what's going on in the next 2 weeks, it looks like my daughter's homecoming. We're volunteering at the football game, and then of course the dance night. I want to be there to do photos. It looks like parents' weekend, the first one ever for my son at college, and that involves going away, right? It looks like 5 field hockey games, a personal doctor's appointment, powder puff. My daughter's playing powder puff, so of course I want to go see that. There's a Columbus Day holiday in there. My son has his first club cross country meet. I want to go to that. I have a trunk show book, so that's taking some of my time. So I feel like I have a lot going on in the next 2 weeks. But when I take a moment and I time block and I look for those, 2-3 hour open parts of my calendar where I could fit in a Stella Dot style session or, Java and Jules or Fashion and Friends, Happy Style Hour, I actually have 9 spots open. Okay, I got to get to work, right? I mean, clearly I could fill that time with cruising Facebook or doing other consistency work at work, but the best thing I can do for my dollars per hour is fill it in with style sessions. So knowing that I have 9 spots available in my busy calendar, I'm pretty confident that you probably have some spots available too, and that your hostesses will also. Sometimes it's just helping them find that time. So let's keep it simple and stylish, right? And maybe think of what's your vibe, what's your plan, right? Does it look like fitting in happy style hours and giving her an excuse to have access to fashion and hanging out with friends? Does a coffee style social make more sense? Maybe a Java and Jules on a Sunday morning. Heck, did you know you could, if you have just one Sunday open, you could fit 3 shows in there, doing a Java and Jules, a midday brunch, an afternoon style session. So you get to decide how much you want to put in it, but like that would be a $700, $800 a day profit in your pocket to spend your Sunday doing that. I could see myself getting off the couch for that. So even if it's fashion and football, it's finding what works for you and for your audience, right? Maybe you do office pop-ups at lunch or after work. Maybe you already know this, but in the past when we used to look at fashion magazines, they were super big in September because October and November were months where people really updated their wardrobes and they were looking for inspiration and style. Now they go to Pinterest or Instagram for that look, but it's high spending power, not for gifting specifically, but to update their fall wardrobe. So you want to be in front of as many people as you can as fast as possible because their spending power is high, but that's also good to reassure your hostess with. When she goes, sure, I'll do a holiday show. The easy response is, I'd love to do a holiday show, but did you know that women's spending power is the highest right now where they're going to be updating their wardrobe? So it might make more sense for us to do a show like as soon as possible, and then one of your friends hosts the holiday show. They can book off your show, which by the way, you get $25 in extra style reward credits when your friends book off of your shows. So the thing I did there is I agreed with her, I'd love to do a holiday show with you. And then I transitioned with, but did you know, or I have found, right? Give her permission to move it forward. So that is a key, like you don't want to argue with her. You don't want to contradict what she is suggesting. You want to agree with her, and then you need to be the expert and share with her what you know to be true. You might want to check your local events, whether it's on Meetup or Eventbrite or on Facebook. What's going on local in your community? So I have a good friend who has a really cute boutique warehouse, I shouldn't even say boutique, a warehouse type boutique finds. And she's having her annual tent sale in early October. And she loves Stella Dot. She's actually having her own holiday show, but I was like, wait, could we pop up during your busy hours at the tent show? She was, of course, all in. Works really well with my calendar. So look and see what's going on in your community. Maybe a coffee shop grand opening. Maybe you could plan a women's style social at a local interior design shop or boutique. Look and see what they've got going on. Maybe it's grand openings and you can offer to do a door prize. Find out what's going on locally. That might help you fill in some spots. Those are going to be, of course, prospecting events, lower dollars per hour than an in-home traditional trunk show though, but it is a good way to help keep continuing to build your business forward. Right now, like Words to Say, we just got the new holiday lookbook. I would send that out to my potential hostesses with, okay, you need to be in the know, you need to see what's coming, and my first people to access this line will be as of October 4th. Should I send you my open dates if you see things in here you want for free, right? So use that as a little hook. Now, if you just post it on social media, that's kind of a post and pray, where a direct message, should I send you my open dates, and asking for her response is gonna go much further. You could look into your contacts and see who has October birthdays and say, girl, your birthday's coming up in October. We have access now to get you your add-on free item. We should do a social though for you and your friends. So why don't you place your order to get your free item? We'll put it towards your show in October and you'll have an excuse to hang out with friends, and then you'll get the style rewards for free. Or how about a breast cancer awareness event? So maybe that is at a local venue that's already doing something to raise awareness. And of course you have an opportunity to fundraise with that with our beautiful tribute bracelet. Maybe it's someone who's passionate about that mission and that story. Maybe she would like to host. But if you know your audience, it's a great reason to reach out and offer to do that. So keeping it simple and stylish, I think also is creating that vibe that attracts them, and that kind of that message, that story that would make them go, yeah, that sounds ideal for me and my friends. So here's the key in setting up those dates, because it's always easier to book further out, because honestly, it just sounds simpler, right? Because I feel really busy right now. I'm not so busy later. The risk you take in that is they're still going to be busy then. So one of the responses I typically have with someone who says I'm busy, I'm like, I get it. We all are. And that doesn't typically change. But what I love about this is a good time saver. You're not going to have to waste time going shopping and looking for things. You can get all your friends together at one time. So like if you can see yourself giving yourself permission to be social for 2 hours, this might really make sense. So right, helping her get past her, like, I feel really busy. Or what I found was I felt really busy too, until I did a little time blocking on my calendar, and I was able to find a couple 2-hour open times. If we can make that match with your open times, would you want to pursue this? So I think the key thing to do is always, when you say, let's chat dates, do you want me to share my open dates with you, is you've got to be in control of your calendar. You need to know when you can work, because if you don't know, she's not going to know, and you're going to just keep dancing around it. So make sure you take a moment to time block, but share your first 2 open dates. They might not work for her, but that will be a really clear when you say, hey, I've got Thursday open and Sunday. Would one of those work for you? Thursday at 7 or Sunday at 11? And she might say, yeah, actually they do, but I'm worried about inviting. And you can say, Got it. Easy text invites. This is as simple as inviting your friends over for a happy hour, right? And some are going to say yes because they know they're open, and some are going to say no because they know they're booked. There really isn't going to be any unknowns other than if it's weather related or if they can get someone else to cover carpool. So what I love about booking in tight is people are a very clear yes or no versus a maybe, which, as you know, doesn't always mean much. So always share your first 2 open dates. It might just work for her. And if not, just say, nope, neither of those work. And you just go to your next 2, right? So if you're in control of your schedule, it makes it much easier to book in tight. And it is planning a happy hour, not a baby shower. She doesn't have to go overboard, right? So avoid that whole later booking by just simply agreeing with her and say, but what I have found is your friends know what they're doing Thursday night. They don't know what they're doing November 14th. And then you might already have dates on the calendar, right? Like November and December dates on the calendar. Would you like a tip on how to move them forward so they don't cancel later? And I will tell you, your cancellation rating will go down when you are more in control of your calendar and you're specific about dates versus dancing with her over dates, because she knows you're more serious. And it's okay to say, hey, I've got you scheduled on my calendar for next Thursday. I want to make sure you're all in because I've absolutely set my time aside and I'm all in for you, right? But if you have those November and December dates, the way you pull them forward is by just a simple reach out, like, hey, I wanted you to see the new line, the holiday line. I feel like this line is going to sell out fast. And I know we've got our November date set, but I really think this is probably worth us getting together earlier. If we could find an October date that works for both of us, would you consider it? Like, we need to get this in your hands faster, right? Sooner. So I do think it's I tend to do that often where I'll go in, especially if I have a cancellation, and I'll say, hey, I just had such and such date opened. Do you want to move forward? We could get everybody to update their fall wardrobes now, and then maybe even do a holiday show later where people want to focus on gift giving, or maybe one of your friends could host at that point. But whether you say it's because of a cancellation, hey, do you want it? Like, you want your hairdresser to do that, right? So you're not waiting for her. Or just literally just giving them permission. Yeah, sure, we could do November or December, but what I have found is updating a wardrobe, that spending power is bigger now and more valuable to your friends now. If we could find an open date, would you like me to share with you my first 2 open dates? That's how you pull them forward. Agree and then redirect. So those are my top tips. If you all have more tips, post them in the comments below. Tag someone that you think might find this information valuable. And if you have a question you don't think I covered, make sure to comment below and we'll make sure to come back and review this and see how we can help you the most. So cheers to booking in tight. Got your tight pants on. How many hostesses do you think are going to want those leggings for free? I mean, the whole collection is just so good. So while I think we're really going to go strong into our fall and winter 2018 season, I think you'll also find that these words are kind of evergreen, that they're going to apply to all seasons. So I'm delighted to have shared with you, and I can't wait to hear your success. So please post your success stories below also.